Steady now.
It's fair to say that Konami's output during recent generations of consoles has paled in comparison to their golden days of yesteryear. Many of their best series have remained inactive, controversial decisions have been met with derision, and a shift towards pachinko machines at the expense of gaming soured perceptions of the once iconic studio. Super Bomberman R marks one of the publisher's attempts to reverse this trend, emerging as a launch title for the Nintendo Switch. Like a few recent retro returns, this Bomberman feels like it has the basic essentials of the classics, but is undone by a few questionable decisions and a lack of content. However, those eager for classic blasting gameplay should find plenty to enjoy with others.
I'm gonna give this 110%.
If you've played any Bomberman game before, R will feel familiar. Playing as the titular hero or one of his many siblings, you're placed on an isometric map complete with blocks and an infinite supply of bombs to detonate and destroy said blocks. Power-ups increase the number of bombs you can drop, the spread of debris, and even upgrade it to a more powerful, multi-block breaking bombs. Get hit by another player's bomb, and you're out. However, you can get back into the match as you're placed onto a revenge cart, where you can throw bombs and try to take out remaining players. There's a great tension to this series, and it remains intact with Super Bomberman R. There's a myriad of ways to experience this too. You can compete against bots, add players using half a Joy-Con each, and even take battles online. 8-player battles showcase true chaos, and while it's a shame the customization is somewhat limited, you can no longer turn off individual power-ups, for example, it's still good fun. But battle is just one component of Super Bomberman R. Story takes you, or you and another player in co-op, on a colourful journey revolving around the Bomberman brothers' quest to defeat Emperor Bugler and his 5 dastardly bombers.
What's this place? What do you think you're doing? That's not the entrance!
Each world is divided into 8 stages and a 2-part boss. The mission structure is quite varied, with normal bombing runs mixed with button pressure challenges, escorting other bombers to safety, and surviving a time limit. Multiple colourful cutscenes resemble something akin to a Saturday morning cartoon, with dialogue that is over the top and the voice acting fits with the zaniness.
'Cause you're kinda big. We're not scared of you.
Sadly, the brief length can see you finish the story in a single sitting. Multiple difficulties add challenge, but the odd life system saps some of this away. Gold earned can be used to revive yourself with full lives if you perish, and after respawning twice, you can return for free, which renders the prior action pointless. For solo gamers wanting more, there isn't much else to truly sink your teeth into. That leaves the multiplayer component, which suffers from issues as well. Along with standard battles, the added Grand Prix mode adds a team-based twist and offensive powers to the mix. Both track your performance, with players leveling up with victories while resetting weekly.
See? Don't think you can mess with me just because I'm the youngest.
Grand Prix does allow for bots too for those wanting to practice their skills before finding other players, though finding human opponents proves tricky now. Battle, despite bearing the flavour of classic Bomberman, does have an annoying issue. Many of the maps and characters usable in battle are locked behind the aforementioned gold, and neither the story nor battling reward much coin. Thus, you're forced to either grind to unlock more content, or repeat the same few maps, neither of which is ideal. That being said, when the elements come together, there's all the frantic action you'd expect here. Super Bomberman R benefits from visuals that are bright, colourful and smooth, with an attractive, subtle blur effect adding to the fairly basic environments. Characters and enemies look charming, and seeing foes' exaggerated facial expressions upon death is amusing. Performance suffers at points, especially with explosive boss fights that fill the screen, but it doesn't affect input too much. The sound works very well too, with a slew of retro-inspired tunes that fit the tone and style of the game perfectly.
Take this!
The campy voice work is delivered with enough vigour to avoid annoyance, while the effects feel faithfully ripped from classic Bomberman games. Alas, Super Bomberman R proved a slight return to form rather than the brilliant revival it should have been. The essentials that made this Konami series a favourite with so many remain, notably the accessible yet addictive gameplay and a slew of local multiplayer options. On the flip side, a brisk story campaign and lack of other content for solo players make it harder to recommend to the uninitiated, and even social play suffers some issues, such as locking content behind coin grinds. Those nostalgic for some classic maze bombing, however, may be able to look past these issues, especially if you have friends to hand locally.
Just another 24 hours, 52 minutes.
But what about our packed lunches? I can't take part in any violence. But I'm scared.
Just get in!